Some of these products cost less than your morning coffee, so I'm either about to upgrade my car or waste a whole bunch of money. Today we're testing if you can get cool mods and gear on a budget, or if you'd be better off just lighting your money on fire. Let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into the first product. So starting out, we have this keychain. Looks like a TE37. So it's pretty cool. Cost about $2.19. It's made of metal. It's not too bad. Doesn't feel like it's going to break, but it is a little bulky in your pocket, I would imagine. Okay, so keeping with the theme, we have another keychain. This time it's a steering wheel, looks like. Black and gold. Pretty cool. It's got little bumps on the back. Again, made of metal. Doesn't feel like it's going to snap, but it does kind of seem a little bulky in your pocket, like I said. This one cost a whopping 97 cents. Alright, so this next one I'm pretty excited for. We got a whole entire Lego set right here. Well, I guess not Lego, but you get what I mean. Has the instructions, and it's supposed to be an 8.6. Now it actually comes in little bags, just like Lego does. Of course not numbered, but I'm kind of impressed. So I'm going to build this right now. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but I want to see what this looks like. Cue the montage. So there you guys have it. Took a little bit longer than anticipated, but I guess that's a good thing if you're buying this. It's a bit bigger than I expected. It's almost about the size of a Speed Champions from Lego, which is nice. But yeah, pretty cool. This cost me $14.35, so pretty good value, I would say, for what you get. I think the design's nice. There's a few techniques I didn't really love with the hood and the way this all sits on there, but my only other gripe is I had a bit of issue following the instructions sometimes. It definitely could have been better. It could be worse. It's not the worst instruction page I've ever seen, but it could have been a little better. But for the price I paid, I would say I'm pretty happy with that. All right, moving on to the next product, we have some carbon vents for the Subaru. So there you have it. I was a little bit misled through the pictures. I thought it was like an actual like replacement that was carbon, but unfortunately it's just this kind of sticker. Not sure how good this is going to look in the car. This one was actually pretty expensive. I believe this is our second most expensive item we're going to see today. Coming in at $33.66. I feel a little bit scammed. I mean, even if they stick on well, this ain't worth $33, I can tell you right off the bat. But we will put them in the car and see how they look. Alright, so I actually took the vents out of the car and we're going to apply these inside because when I had them outside they were really stiff and they didn't want to bend. So I was scared that I would mess it up. I wanted to give them a proper trial, so brought the vents in, let's try it out. So we can actually mock it up and kind of see what it's going to look like. And it doesn't look terrible, but it's certainly not as cool as an actual replacement. But that could be on me for not looking at it closely enough, but either way, I don't think I would have paid $30 if I knew they were just skins. Alright, so there's one. And this whole vent come out, so instead of trying to pry it apart, we're just going to do it right on that. So guys, that's what it looks like in the vehicle. Sun's nice and bright, so you can see that shine, and honestly, I think I'm going to keep it, at least for now. It is pretty nice. I do like it, now that I see it in the car, but... So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Was it a good deal, or did I waste my money? Do you think these actually look good? Or should I toss them? Next product. So moving on, we have these interior lights for the car. Controlled by this box. And there's 4 strips, plugs into USB, and it comes with its own little remote. So I went ahead and plugged it into the outlet behind me, and we're going to turn it on. So you can see they're doing like a flashing mode right now. But let me get the remote open. So you can set solid colors. And then you can set different modes where it'll jump through, or these fading. It kind of looks bad on the camera, but it is nice and smooth in real life. I can vouch for that. It's not blinking like that. And it also has a setting here where it jumps to sound. So you can kind of see it jumping around the way I'm talking, which is pretty cool. And there's 3 settings for that. You can also adjust brightness. So if you want to see this installed in the car, we actually did a separate video on it right here. You can check that out if you want to see what this looks like in the vehicle. So be sure to check that out to see these installed. So it's actually a pretty good deal. I paid $7.84 for these, and I would say that is a bargain. All right, so up next we have these LED dome lights in all kinds of different sizes. So you can kind of pick through and choose which one fits your vehicle. They come in all kinds of different sizes. And they're basically just LED replacements. This bundle here costs $7.21. And again, we'll be installing these in the lighting overhaul video, so make sure you go check that out. Moving on to the next one. Again, some more interior lighting. This cost me $4.82, and it's essentially just this roll, and it gets stuffed like in the crack in your dash or wherever, and it'll light up. It looks really cool. Let's plug it in and see how it looks. So you can see the light runs through it as it's plugged in, and I think there's a button. Yeah, so the button's down right next to where it plugs in, so don't mind me while I reach down here. But it changes color. This one's fade. So basically just some basic colors and then a fade mode. Now my one question is, if I set it and unplug it, will it stay that color? Because if so, that's fine. But if you have to set it every time you get in the car, it's kind of garbage. Let's test it. I'm going to set it to this pink purpley color and unplug it. And we're going to plug it back in. Oh, and it stayed. So that's ideal. That way you can just set it to whatever color you want and it'll stay that color. Pretty cool. Again, I'm going to be using this in the interior lighting overhaul video, so check that out to see this installed. And on to the next one. So up next we have this poster. It was $3.36. Let's open it up. Looks pretty cool. Skyline. It's got that purpley nighttime vibe. It's all kind of bent. It's hard for me to hold it open for you to see, but it's pretty cool. I'd say it's a little bit bigger than a foot. Not huge, but for $3, you can't really go wrong with that. Next we have another poster. This one was $7.39, but it is quite a bit bigger, so let's open it up. So you can see it's the 2 cars from the Fast and Furious, the Supra and the Skyline. And this one's actually pretty big. I'm having a hard time getting it in the frame, but pretty cool. I should mention they're both made of like this almost like canvasy material, which is nice because it won't like wrinkle and rip and tear. It's honestly pretty good for $7. On to the next one. So up next we have this little winter hat. See if it even fits me. See, I mean, it definitely fits. Print's not too bad. It's kind of thin, but I think it would still keep your head warm. Not too bad, really. This hat was $5.90, and honestly, I like it. On to the next. All right, so up next for $1.85, we have these valve stem dust caps. They're nothing too exciting, but they have the shapes like a PlayStation controller. They're made of either metal or like a hard plastic. They seem pretty decent. They're not going to crack and bust on you. And it has like this kind of almost like acrylic or some sort of clear material on the end, so it's not just like printed on there. Not bad for $2. Alright, so up next we got this package of key rings. I picked it up because I thought they looked pretty cool. We're going to try it on my keys. Let's see what they look like first. So they're just kind of that rainbowy kind of multicolor that you see all the time on like knife blades and little stuff like this. It's pretty cool. But I do want to do a test and see how easy it scratches. So let's just run my knife along it here a little bit. And you know what? You do have a little tiny bit coming off, but it held up pretty well. I mean, I really had to start pressing there at the end to get it to chip. So it's not something I would expect to just throw in your pocket and it would start flaking within a day or two. I mean, wear over time, of course, but doesn't seem like it's that bad a quality. Let's pop it on my keys and see what it looks like. So there you go. Nothing too crazy. I mean, it's just a key ring, but something unique. Most people have silver or chrome ones, so you can kind of stand out a little bit. Comes in a pack of 5 and it cost me $2.50. All right, so next, keeping with the theme, we have another package of key rings. Same color, but these ones are shaped like a star. And it intrigued me, so I wanted to check it out. This one costs around $12, but you get significantly more. Now, if you didn't stand out enough before, this is unique. Let's try it. Well, after much struggle, it is on there, but this is what I was concerned with. The gap on my keys isn't big enough, so it can't, you know what I mean. I also bent it because I had to open it up really wide to get this fob on, and it just bent it, so probably good for some keys, not great for mine. Definitely unique though, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't recommend it, but if you have a small gap, you want to make sure you have a big key loop on your key, or else it's not going to work. But pretty cool. I absolutely mangled the plastic on my poor keys doing that for you guys, so if that's not worth a subscribe, I don't know what is. And yeah, you can see now that I get the keys off how bent it is, the poor thing, but cool for a book bag or something. Maybe not your car keys. Alright, so sticking with the theme, we got this cool little jet tag. Pretty cool design. It's nice and stiff, it's not too flimsy, so it looks pretty good. I always love jet tags for my keychains. And that little guy only costs $2.25. Alright, so up next at $1.50. It's not exactly a car thing, but I'm going to use it in my car, so I think it counts. We have this little Fallout New Vegas pin. And I'm a big Fallout guy, and my idea was maybe I could take it and pin it somewhere in the car, like on the sun visor, because it is quite a nice little pin. So we're going to go check that out and see if we can find somewhere to stick it, but for $1.50, pretty cool. So we got our little pin, and I think I'm going to try and stick it right in here. We definitely need to be updating these sun visors though. These things are toasted. But the pin's kind of a cool little touch to have in there for now. Speaking of the sun visor, coming in at $4, we have this little sun visor picture frame. So you just kind of split it, put your picture in there, and then I don't know what the rest of this is for. I guess it's supposed to be like sticky so you can stick it. Oh, okay, so there's a clip. Clips to your sun visor. Oh, it's magnetic. Oh, that's cool. I don't know why they wouldn't just fasten it. I guess so you can remove it. But that's what the clip's for. Seems like an odd way to do it, but I guess we'll try it out and see if it actually holds on there, because that doesn't feel very... I don't know. Maybe that's what these pads are for, so you can stick it. But anyway, we'll try it out. I'll let you know how it goes. We have the little picture frame, and it's kind of supposed to like clip and then be able to be held on like that. So let's put our clip in first. And then it is magnetic, so I don't know if it just sticks. Well, that's certainly not working. Came with these sticky pads, so let's try that. And there you go. I guess it worked. It's pretty, yeah, it's on there pretty good, I would say. I wouldn't be too concerned with that falling off. And you could just put your picture inside and, well, maybe. Yeah, the frame doesn't really want to stay connected very well. Well, it's on there, but I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really stay. I was concerned with the clip not staying, but it's the actual frame not holding together is the problem. So I guess you could put your picture in and kind of add some glue, but it's not exactly what the product was meant for. You know, I was concerned with the clip not staying on there, but once you get that sticky pad, it is not coming off. Like, I'm pulling fairly hard here, and it's on there. It's good. Even though I got it kind of lopsided because I couldn't exactly see. I did a little backwards for the camera, but this is the problem. So, I mean, if you want to buy this and glue it together, I mean, this isn't the issue, but overall, I'm not super impressed. So just some quick ones. We got a few items left. I got 100 piece of these little retainer clips because you never have enough and I always need them. So I shouldn't really run out now. And then I also got 200 piece of kind of the different style ones. So I should be covered on all bases. The 100 piece was $3.91 and the 200 piece was $6.79. It's coming in at $3.47. Kind of in the same vein. I had to try these because I keep getting ads for them. When you don't have those retainer clips, you can use these. And then it would tighten down. And kind of do like that. And then you can snip the end off and it'll hold it snug. Which half of my panels on this vehicle are held on with just plain old zip ties anyway, so what an upgrade this would be. But yeah, like I said, I keep getting advertised for them, so I had to try them out. Alright, up next, we have this glowing phone cord. So it's supposed to plug in and glow purple. A little skeptical, but let's check it out. So I don't have much room to my plug here, but it is in fact glowing. I'll show a better angle of it when we actually get it in the car and there's not these super bright lights, but it is glowing and it's actually kind of cool. So that cost me $2.70 and I included it because we were doing a bunch of other lights and it would be cool in a car to have that, kind of unique instead of just a regular phone charger. I'm gonna plug it in. Feed it through the handy little slot that Subaru put here. So I'll turn the key on and you should be able to see it light up. So in the daytime you can't really see it, but if I cup my hand like this, you can see that it is shooting this spiral light, which is pretty cool. I don't know, guys, I don't have much to say. It's just a phone charger, but kind of different. Alright, so our final and most expensive product coming in at the end here, $73. We have a set of fitted floor mats for the car. And I don't even know how I'm going to fit these in the frame. But you can see them there. This is the driver's side, I believe. And they're almost like leather, but like not. Like it's a very weird material. And I mean, I'm assuming they're waterproof. They're supposed to be floor mats, but there they are. They look like this on the back. Kind of is like a, not really Velcro, but like it has like a material I imagine to like stop it from sliding, which is cool. But I was in some dire need of some floor mats and I was doing this video and I said, well, let's try it out and see how it goes. I don't have high hopes, but if it'll get me through the winter, then maybe we can get some better ones next year. So we got the driver's side, passenger side, and it even came with the big extended one for the rear seat, which is cool. Can't really show it all in the frame, but it's connected, does both the rear seats. And we'll go install that in the vehicle and see how it works. See if I wasted $70, because that one is expensive. We were doing $4, $6, $13, and now we're up to $70, so. All right, so we gotta get this old dirty mat out of here. I'm gonna try and get rid of as much of this salt as I can. If you guys wanna know why every car in Canada rusts, there's your answer. So a lot of that should be vacuumed and cleaned properly, but it's really cold today and that's all frozen in there. So we're just gonna put the mats in just for the purpose of the video, but I know it's not the proper way to do it. Well, it's in there, but it's not exactly fitting as advertised. I'm quite worried my gas pedal. This also could be a passenger side, so let's try swapping it out. All right, so I was in fact just wrong. This is definitely the driver's side. Definitely fits a bit better. Let's do the foot test. Yeah, clutch feels way better. Brakes are good. Gas is still a little bit, I don't know. I guess I'll get used to it. It could use a little bit of room on the gas, but this feels a lot better, which is nice. So that actually makes a lot more sense. When you put them on the right side, they end up fitting better. You can see it's not quite perfect, but it's not bad. You can still get at your gas lever. Alrighty, now onto the passenger side. I didn't even know that was under there. So yeah, there you go. There's the passenger side all in. Makes a lot more sense. So they're definitely not the prettiest things in the world, but I think they'll do their job of keeping out the winter harshness off my carpet. They go right up over onto the sills here, and they make a pretty nice little area to catch everything. All right, so onto the back seat. This one goes across both. So the back seats are in, and the fitment isn't superb back here. I'm not gonna lie. It's passable, but certainly not winning any beauty contests with this. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's gonna do its job. It's gonna keep the salt and the slush off my floors, but I think I'll definitely be taking them out in the spring. All right, y'all. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. I think my biggest win for today would be this cool little 8.6. It's going to look really good on the shelf next to the rest of my Speed Champions. And I think my biggest loss is probably the carbon vent things. I mean, I thought they were going to be like whole covers, which I was fine paying $30 if they were actually like replacement. But it was just a sticker, man. I paid $30 for a sticker. That's crazy. But you win some, you lose some. I'd say the rest of it was pretty good stuff, so I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, want to see me waste money on more stupid little car stuff, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will do it again with either Amazon or AliExpress or something you guys comment down below. Let me know which one you want me to buy from next. Stay tuned. We have a whole bunch of content coming that I think everybody can enjoy. But yeah, guys, thanks again. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.